Hello, world.
Hello, world indeed. 4th and 20 Sports. We are back. Episode 8. Smooth, moving like normal. Nothing's changed, man. Like, it's
only getting better.
we decided to come back and go live with you guys tonight, because there's a very, very special game going on. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Now we're going to get into that. We're just not going to lead with it because that's what you want. If we give it to you now, what entices you to hang around with us besides, how obviously attractive I am today? I mean, look here, dude. Tied up, buttoned down. What you bringing to the table, son?
I'm bringing a very classy Toon Squad jersey. It's the Jordan. It's the 23. The only 23 that deserves to be known as the greatest.
So, when we do our segment off the cuff, how are you? You don't even got cuffs.
I might be able to find something.
You're going to wrap some cuffs around you before you get going? That sounds about right. That sounds about you just putting everything together. They say procrastination is a dish best served eventually. So
that's definitely my MO of this week.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got some good topics for you today. As always, we are bringing the heat. It's finals time still. This is like, I don't know what to do after the NBA and the NHL Finals are over, man. Like, what are we going to talk about?
How much we want football to be here already.
Well, football will be here. I'm pretty sure there's some soccer, some qualifiers for the World Cup, right?
We could talk about tennis. No.
What, Djokovic, right? Didn't he just get
he got blown out the water.
Right?
Yeah. And no Serena until the baby, and probably a little afterwards, and who knows if she sticks around, and that's the only
100%. She'll take a little time off and, let the baby get to a decent age before, we're not talking 3, 4, or 5 years old, but, enough where she's not freaking out to leave the baby alone at home. She'll be back, and it'll be interesting to see how she comes back, how strong she comes back,
She'll be better than everyone out there. So.
Probably still. Well, let's get into it, man. Are you ready to lose this debate?
Oh, I don't know about that. I've been pretty good so far, and if anything, I'll just catch you off guard with something and win.
Yeah, you know your secret move, your fatality. Just make AJ speechless, and hopefully everything else will fall into place.
As it usually does in America.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to lead like we did last week. 2 weeks in a row. Before I start, I want to thank everybody out there for watching. We highly appreciate it. And also listen on iTunes and SoundCloud, where you can find us. Go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Get on Twitter, get on Facebook. You know the dilly. 2 weeks in a row, we are going to start with some hockey. Some hockey, bro. The Predators brought it back. It is tied. It is 2-2. They brought it back in spectacular fashion.
Oh, yes. Outscoring the Penguins 9-2 in the last 2 games, that's an unheard of score.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Especially for the team that was ranked 16th at the start of the playoffs. The 8 seed coming to make the Cinderella story come true. This has been impressive to watch, man. So as you know, the world may not know, I actually didn't get a lot of sports this weekend. I was down south for a friend's wedding. Shout out to the newlywed O'Briens. Congratulations. Still love you both. A lot of fun down south, so on and so forth. But I didn't get a lot of sports this weekend. I was trying to check my phone every moment I had. I was trying to peek in the windows and watch the basketball games if I could, so on and so forth. But I got home Monday, and I did catch Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and it did not disappoint. Did you?
I saw a little bit of the game. Unfortunately, I also have another job, so I was only able to check out highlights after the fact. But what I do know is that Nashville continues to look like the better team in the series.
Yeah. The other job thing, don't worry. Pretty soon, sponsorships will be lighting up. They'll be hitting us up at 4th&20 sports@gmail.com, just asking how to get their names on here. And please, then that way we can both quit jobs and do what we love to do. Nashville,
here for you, America.
Nashville has been the better team throughout. All except maybe Game 2. Game 2, the Penguins came in and don't know what the game was, where Nashville did look like the better team. But after that, Nashville went right back to doing exactly what they know they can do. and honestly, they did get a little bit more aggressive, as I was hoping for and calling for, and that's what they did. And it showed in Game 4. And I think the biggest factor is Pekka Rinne showed up. After that Game 2 debacle where he got pulled, he realized, no, this isn't me. If I'm going to be the best goalie in the NHL, I need to show it now. And he was spectacular in Game 4. I don't know if you saw some of the highlights and some of the saves this man was putting together. It was impressive to watch.
Oh, yeah, and he's really I always believe in hockey that no matter how good your offense is, if you have the best goalie, you're probably going to win that game. And right now, he's the better goalie in the series. Murray is giving up goals left and right. The fact is, the Penguins just can't. The Penguins are letting too many shots on their goal. Even in that Game 2 where the Penguins did look better, they still were outshot by Nashville, which is a great thing. The aggressiveness, the physicality of Nashville is really what makes them the team to beat in this series, even though they're not technically the better team in the series. Sidney Crosby, he seems a little timid in the series. I don't know. He may have been a little roughed up in the Ottawa series. I mean, that was a very physical series.
Yes, it was.
And they're coming into a defensive team and into the hostile environment. Now, there's always that cliche, a playoff series doesn't start until the away team, a road team wins a game.
Right.
And
we only got 3 games left to do that.
Right. And you know what? Because if a road team doesn't win, then we're looking at Pittsburgh pulling this out.
Yeah. And that's actually kind of what worries me is I wonder if Pekka's game travels. I kind of feel like, when he gets in those hostile environments, his head gets shook and he doesn't know how to perform well. I mean, granted, I haven't seen every single Nashville game. If you all have, you're either listening to us from Tennessee, shout out to you, or you're lying, or you really, really, really enjoy hockey. But either way, I haven't seen it all, but from what I have seen, he's looked really good, except on the road. And I guess Pittsburgh was a little hostile, but nowhere near what the Predators have been showing. That rink has been lit.
Well, this is the first time Nashville's been in a Stanley Cup.
Right.
That city is excited for their. I mean, they the best team in Nashville other than the Predators right now is the Titans. They're really excited to have
Do we use the best? Do we say the best team?
Better team.
I mean, is Nashville not the best team, and are the Predators not the best team?
Well, now they are. I mean, the Nashville Predators weren't good last year.
You're right. I mean, that happens from time to time.
The Titans are an up-and-coming team. I mean, they had one of the best rushing attacks. We're talking about hockey. I'm sorry,
and including hockey, they just picked up that stud receiver, Corey Davis. But
anyway, that's will tell itself. But PK Subban's really been I believe, the fire to ignite the Nashville Predators to get to that next level. He never got the Canadians there when he was playing there, but he was a huge factor of that team.
Yeah.
Now, there were some issues with management. They thought they made the better trade, and for Nashville, the Canadians were really nice and made the better trade for Nashville. And that is proven because now they're in the Stanley Cup, and they're looking to knock off one of the better teams in the entire hockey league that's coming out there trying to repeat. And that's where I'm a little nervous for Pittsburgh. They seem almost like we should win this as opposed to actually deserving to win it right now. Like, they still are struggling to be the better team out there.
Okay, so what does Pittsburgh need to do to turn the tide in their favor, so to speak?
I think they need to be really physical. I need to see someone put PK on the ice a lot. And now I don't wish that on PK because I love PK. Like, he's quickly turned into one of my favorite things to watch on the ice. But they need to be super physical, and they need Sidney Crosby to just start making people look silly. If you can demoralize the Nashville defense, which is clearly their strength, because honestly, the fact is, they're out shooting Pittsburgh, but clearly Pittsburgh is more efficient at shooting.
Yeah, well, here's my thought process on a little bit of what needs to happen for Pittsburgh. First and foremost, Sidney Crosby, hopefully he was woke. Let's go with that. Hopefully he was woke by his his goal that he scored in Game 4 because it was nasty. This is one of those goals that you like stand up and laugh in your friend's face if you do on NHL 17. It was I think his first goal in either the playoffs or in at least definitely the finals. And okay, so I don't know if you missed it or didn't see the highlight. He's coming down the ice on a great breakaway, just beautiful, no one around him. The thick shot is what he thought would work. Heading and move. He's like, come on, your next move, and he just puck swept quick, fast, in a hurry, and there was nothing you do. Pekka was left on the ice by himself, and he just patience, like poise, exactly what you want to see out of one of the best players in the NHL. So that's the first thing. If that had anything to do with what is coming for Sidney Crosby, Nashville's going to have their hands tied.
Well, and I mean that's the thing is when was Sidney Crosby going to show up in this series? It took him to what game 4 to get a goal.
Yeah,
that's not what you. That's
credit to the Nashville defense.
Well, credit to Nashville, of course, obviously, but hey, and breakaways happen. Fast breaks are gonna happen. And you know what though? That was the only goal that they scored in that game.
Yep.
So he can't do it all. I mean, we've seen plenty of players try to do it in other sports and in this one. Ovechkin couldn't do it. I mean, that's why that man doesn't get to even know what a Stanley Cup final looks like.
That's rude.
It's
disrespectful.
True. It's factual.
Disrespectful. Well, I mean, I can't say he's doing it all because Jake, what's his name? Jake Gunsel. I mean, he's been a stud for a young player. I think he's got like 9 or 4 goals in the first 3 games of this whole.
Isn't he his first goals ever scored in his career in the playoffs? I know that.
Pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure that's him.
Pretty sure, yeah. That's incredible. It's nice to see a clutch guy come out.
He's getting a little bit of help. I mean, I mean that's help, but like overall, like what I'm talking about is like where Sidney Crosby is not only a deadly shooter, but he's a great assist man because of how good he is. Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of attention on Sidney.
He's got 3 or 4 assists.
But you know where's everybody? Like everybody needs to get in a position and not just get mesmerized by what he's doing.
Yeah, right. LeBron can't do it all.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
We'll get there.
Chomping at the bit right now.
Well, here's my other thing that needs to turn around for Pittsburgh if they're looking to win this. They need to stay out of the box. Because game one was it didn't really affect them that much. Nashville wasn't really capitalizing on their power plays. Since then, they are up to I think 34% conversion rate on their power plays. That's an absurd number. That's not something you see for power plays all the time. And that's where I found that they were finally figuring out when and where to get more aggressive. You mentioned that aggressiveness can lead to sloppy play. If you pick your aggression at the right time, as Nashville has been doing, and converting on these power plays when they have the 5-on-4 opportunities, a mess up here and there is just going to let you reset and try again because they're not doing anything but putting that puck down on the other end and letting them set back up and try again. And so if Pittsburgh stays out the box and they keep 5 people on the ice, they can put a lot of things together. Now, seems like we're vying for Pittsburgh, which isn't entirely true.
I'm still Nashville all the way. I like this underdog story. I don't need to see a repeat of champions. I think that Nashville still is the better team, and I want them to win this series. I think they need to take this next game and win it at home. If it goes to 7, I can't go against Pittsburgh.
It'd be really hard to take Nashville over Pittsburgh. Yeah, so what does Nashville do to build on this? I mean, they're in a good spot.
Keeps up the aggressiveness. Keep getting into those passing lanes. The thing is, they're not getting the reason why they don't get shots is because they're a one-timer offense. They like to set up that quick shot after a pass, after distracting the goalie. So really, what I think they need to do is you need to make it a one-on-one game. Where it's like when you have the puck, you have to get yourself open for the shot. Or you have to take a shot from far away. And they are doing a great job of staying in the passing lanes. And if they can continue that and keep hitting people, the hits that they are
putting weight on
they are so hungry while Pittsburgh is acting like they're ready for dessert. This guy wants seconds of dinner. This guy's ready to have coffee. And that's why I think Nashville's hungry enough to win that first road game.
Well, I think Pittsburgh's eyes are open. Going up 2-0, obviously you're at home, so you know that you're expecting something new once you get on the road, of course. But it wasn't just you can't say a 9-2 lead in the last two games strictly home court advantage. That's them figuring things out. That's I wish I had his name, but either way, that's Nashville's coach just figuring the pace out, figuring out what they need to do, figuring out where they need to be at the right times, and credit to the players for turning some sloppy play into great opportunities. There was a play in the last game where the puck just wasn't hitting the sticks right, and there was a couple tip passes that led to an open breakaway. And I want to say it was Goudreau with just a nasty wrist shot that you can't do anything. You're left dead to rights, as Murray and that was like the third or fourth goal in the game. And after that, it's going to be a wrap.
In the end, do you believe that it goes in 6, or do you to Nashville, or do you believe it's Game 7 to Pittsburgh? Because really, we both agree that those are the only two realistic endings of this series.
Oh, I mean, can't win it in 5 anymore.
But Pittsburgh could take it in 6, or Nashville could take it in 7. But we seem to be on the.
You don't think Pittsburgh can take it in 6? You don't think they're gonna? I mean, because that's them taking that one on the road and then coming back to the Nashville Predators home court and having that fan base behind them.
The way that Nashville is playing, I don't see
them winning on the road.
I don't see Pittsburgh winning on the road. So I think if the Pittsburgh wins, it's in 7. But I think Nashville needs. Can take this one.
6?
Yeah, I think they can take the crowd out of it real quick.
For Nashville to take it in 6, I honestly think it becomes all about Pekka Rinne. He has to stay the Great Wall of Pekka. Can't let anything by him. I think he needs a shutout in one of these games for them to take it in 6, preferably the next game.
All right, I'm going to say Nashville in 6 because he can't find an answer. He's stalling.
You know what, though? I take Nashville in 7.
Interesting. All right.
I think it's hard to say it, but if I lean on how hungry these guys look and how much they like it, and how much I think Pekka will be the final say in these series.
I just think that the crowd is going to be more hostile in Pittsburgh in a Game 7 than in a Game 5.
You're right. I get that.
And Pekka, you even said it. Pekka doesn't travel well.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, all right, well, we can early long shot. I mean, it's just...
I'm just saying.
Sports is about the story. Sports is about the storylines, man.
Awesome.
I get what you're saying. It's just I just see every side of things, man. I'm like a Rubik's Cube. I see all the colors.
Yeah, and it's completely unsolved, as we just figured out that you can't decide.
Wow, that was actually pretty good, man. That's not normal. You don't normally have good things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, 4th&20 Sports, we are just getting started, jumping in with a little bit of hockey talk. These finals have been interesting. I'm excited and thoroughly captivated to continue watching how this series plays out. As we mentioned earlier, if you guys are looking to get sponsored, you're looking to get mentioned, we are on the up and coming of sports podcasts on iTunes and SoundCloud. So it would behoove you to get in when it's cheap, because in about a month we're going to be charging you an arm, a leg, and everything your restaurant has. So get at us, 4th&20 Sports at gmail.com, 4th&20 Sports on Twitter, on Facebook. Thank you again, all you guys who are watching us on Facebook Live right now. Maybe next time we'll go Facebook Live and Twitter Live. We'll see how that works. Either way, we will always be on iTunes and SoundCloud. Let's do something fun. Max, your favorite topic. You wanna take it away? Take it away,
we're
Max.
going back. With one of my favorite segments in Bruh. Now, my Bruh here seems to be controversial from whoever I've been talking to.
Wait. Bruh. All right, Bruh. Go ahead, Bruh.
And my Bruh comes down to Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson's one of my favorite golfers of all time. Phil Mickelson, the lefty, the risk-it-all kind of guy. He's won the Masters. He's won the British Open. I mean, he's won every major except for the U.S. Open. And, with how open the field is this year, it could be his year. Jordan Spieth's not playing well. Ricky Fowler's a wild card. Rory McIlroy is just not as good as everyone keeps saying he is. That was the egg. Forget Louis Oosthuizen.
Jason Day.
Jason Day is struggling. And then there's Dustin Johnson, but he might slip down some stairs again because bruh, come on, wear slippers in your house, I guess. Bruh. but that's not the bruh. The bruh here is that Phil Mickelson is going to skip the U.S. Open this year for his daughter's high school graduation. Bruh. It's just a high school graduation. I would skip, if I had a daughter, her graduation of anything for a rec league game. I'm just saying, I'm only going to be there for one name, and for them to be in a gown, I mean, I don't see the big deal. I don't see the big deal. The U.S. Open is such a huge part of your career, Phil. You need to win this U.S. Open before it's over, and you're just going to skip it to watch about 300 other kids walk across a bleacher set so you can see one? That's silly. Your wife will record it. Have it on Skype. Do a Facebook Live of it and watch it there. But the U.S. Open, this is a major. You're not skipping TPC. You're not just skipping the Arnold Palmer Invitational. You're not skipping out on the Pro-Am in Hawaii. You're skipping out on the U.S. Open. Such a major event and is a major name in golf. You should be there. Bruh, I don't understand where you're coming from with I gotta be there. I bet if we talked to Phil's daughter, she would I don't really care if he's there or not. It's just graduation. I mean, you know what? Don't skip her college graduation. That's when she actually becomes a freaking adult. But you're going to go to the high school one where she's just about to make some of the worst decisions of her life. That's what she's leading up to. I'm not going to celebrate that. I don't care. I just don't, bruh, I just think Phil, and you can't even make them push it back one weekend, the ceremony. You're Phil Mickelson. I'm sure you have a wing in that school. Why can't you make any improvement? Bruh, be at the U.S. Open, talk to the principal, talk to the board of directors of whatever private school she's going to, and make them push it back a week. I'm sure everyone would understand. It's the U.S. Open, bruh. Come on, Phil. I'm sensing a disagreement in why I feel like I'm about to be bruh.
You finish or you done?
I'm done.
Bruh. You are correct, because I would like to take this moment, ladies and gentlemen, to thank my co-host, Max Todd. As I told you, I was out of town this weekend. I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't even have a bruh until about a minute and 30 seconds ago. Bruh. It's her high school graduation. This is the moment you put a child in a school. Let me put this out there. I don't have a kid either. I get it, though. I have enough friends with kids. The moment you enroll your child into preschool or kindergarten, you know what you are envisioning? Them walking across that stage, getting their high school diploma. You know how many kids don't finish high school? You know how many kids do finish high school and don't go to college? You know how many kids might get to college and quit their freshman year? High school graduation is a big deal. This is his child. This is his daughter. This is a big moment in their life. One name is the important name. You think he doesn't know her friends? It's her daughter. He cares about them too. Friends become family. I got friends all over the world that I can tell you right now is my brother, my sister, my cousin, my auntie, my uncle. So whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's a big deal. Golf is golf is like playing a musical instrument. You can do it till you're damn near dead. He's got another U.S. Open in him. I don't think, it's not like it's his last chance to win the U.S. Open. You know what it is his last chance to do? See his daughter graduate high school. Bruh, get it together. Bruh, your wife can record it? Sure she could. You know why? Because she's still going to. And guess what you're going to do when you get home from the high school graduation? You're going to watch it again because it's your daughter and your wife's going to make you. Bruh. A rec league game? So you're saying you are going to sign up for the YMCA's golf league. You and your friends out there drinking Bud Light or whatever it might be, hoping to get like an 80, 105, and your daughter's graduating high school and you're just on the course just drinking beer? Bruh.
Bruh, that sounds like a great time.
Bruh.
I'm not allowed to drink beer at the graduation.
Alright,
I assume that.
ladies, if I recall, we're both single. I think you just made your choice a little easier for you if you would like. Bruh. Bruh.
Probably not a false statement. I don't think I could really argue with that one. But, bruh, I'm just saying, like...
I would never have a daughter with you.
Thank God. That would be such a bad age movie. But...
Wow. A rec league game?
I mean, if I signed up and paid for rec league, I mean, the thing is also, his golf paid for that girl to go to high school and paid for her to go to college. Maybe he wanted to... I'm just saying, bruh, like, I believe that Phil Mickelson could make it up to her with all of the money.
She doesn't want the money. She's got the money. She's had the money since she was born. You know what she wants? She wants her father to be there, look at her from up here, and mouth the words, "I'm so proud of you." He wants her to walk down with flowers, give her a hug, and tell her how much that moment has meant to her. How do you not understand that? What was your high school graduation like? Tell me that.
I can't even remember my high school graduation.
Did you even go?
I think
Were you
so.
4th and 20 in all your...
I plead the fifth on all of this. I don't remember. High school was a very interesting time for me. I was very unpopular, so I try to not remember. But
you want to know how important my high school graduation was? First off, I could have graduated early. Yep, I'm a genius, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen and a scholar. But I walked with all my friends. Now, my aunt, who is 4.5 to 5 years older than me, was graduating college the same day in South Carolina. I'm in Gainesville, Florida. She's graduating college in South Carolina the same day, about 6-7 hours later. My entire family came to my graduation, heard my name, my two best friends' name, whose last one was Strong, so they waited till S, and I'm Johnson. And then they left, got in the car, drove to South Carolina to watch my aunt graduate. That's how big of a deal a high school graduation is, because that your entire 12-year education leads up to that moment to then see what you do next as the becoming ages of an adult. It's a big deal.
I'm just saying, generally that sequel is pretty bad. But that culmination of 12 years leads to a very rough, I'm going to do it in 4, possibly 5, hopefully in 6. I'm sorry I didn't make it. Sorry, Mom, again. But honestly, all right, so fine. Maybe I have a low standard. I just never saw the importance of it. I got the degree anyway. I didn't need to wear a silly gown and hat to know that I did it. I much prefer to go to dinner and celebrate that instead of like walk in front of a bunch of people who are like, I don't think I like that kid. I'm pretty sure I probably made fun of my kid a lot. I don't know if I like him. And that probably did happen when I walked across the stage. But
that's the student part of it, not the parent part of it.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe then, so then there you go. I doubt then, I would love to see the tweet from Phil's daughter that says, "Man, I'm so happy Daddy's missing the U.S. Open to watch me walk." Because I doubt it's there.
I bet it comes after the graduation's over. Phil may write it. I bet it comes after the graduation's over.
Maybe when she gets an agent and a PR person and they're like, "Look, honey, I know you didn't care about this. Do you need another stone? All right, we're going to write this tweet for you. Don't worry. It's going to be fine. It's very neutral."
Bruh.
All right, but fine. Okay, so what would it take for you to skip your hypothetical daughter's high school graduation?
Why'd you have to say hypothetical? Because I was going to say having a daughter. That would be the first step.
Well, because you don't have one, and that's it. We're not.
To my knowledge, you're right.
Yes.
What would it take for me to miss my high school? Okay. If I was approached by founders and CEO type people that were offering me my big break on comedy stage or behind the camera for film or Broadway, there was the beginning of a big opportunity that would set my family into the next 10 to 15 to 20 years in the most realistic answer, that might make me pause. And I would still try to reschedule that to go to the high school daughter's graduation.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Okay. Well, besides a rec league game,
I mean,
what would it take for what serious thing would it take? What would it take for you to go to your high school?
I don't know. Really good Wi-Fi and an open bar. I mean, like tickets to the U.S. Open. I'm probably not going to the graduation. Are you kidding? A chance to see Phil win it?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, we would love to hear from you on this topic. Facebook, 4th&20 Sports, Twitter, 4th&20 Sports. What would it take for you to miss your child's high school graduation? What in the world? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? What would it take for you to miss your child's high school graduation? Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us on Facebook. I would love to dive into this at some point in time.
And we'll definitely, if there's some great ones, we will definitely read those tweets.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
rec league game. If you put a rec league game.
I mean, all right, how about rec league game championship? I mean, if it's the championship and you're going to be, it's a rec league, you're going to be a big part of it. You can't just let the flag football team down.
Yes, I can.
No, see, that's why you want me on your team. I'm dedicated.
Look here, it's my high school's graduate. It's my baby's graduation. I'm sitting in the stands, front row if I can. I might knock over one of the little graduates just to sit with her. That's how I do it. I'm just saying.
I might, if I had to, I'd make sure it was a night game, and I would run up on stage, and I'd be reading the names. They'd be sprinting across that stage.
You better be ready, girl. Take the wheels off. Take the wheels off.
All A's. All B's.
Did I pronounce it wrong? Did I pronounce it wrong? I don't care. Get on the other side of the stage. You gotta go. Oh, baby, come here. Give me a hug. I love you, baby. Well done. I'm so proud of you. I got to go. Dean, take over. See, that's all it takes. I'm okay with that.
My last name is Todd. I am not waiting for that.
See, it's cool. She gonna have your baby mama's name anyway.
Yeah, probably.
4th&20 Sports, we are here acting a fool right now, if you couldn't tell, but we don't mind. I hope you guys don't either. Man. Let's see, we plugged the iTunes, we plugged the SoundCloud. I'm actually subtly planning them both right now again on purpose. Should I tell people they should call us about sponsorships? I could tell them that. Yeah, you should hit us up about sponsorships.
And if you're not watching this video live, well, you know it's going to be posted onto our YouTube channel as well. So please make sure to subscribe to that. And we're going to make sure that we're giving out more YouTube content.
Yeah. We really need to do some more teaser videos. You know, I think so. It's on our own time. If I can't get what you get, we should.
And I might be able to give the people what they want, which is more baseball talk. I think you guys want to hear more about how right I've been about baseball season.
Have you been right?
Hey, who's the hottest team in baseball, baby? The Astros. Who did I say is going to win? The Atlanta Braves have fallen off.
I mean, hot as in like, you know, it's the summer in Atlanta.
Let's not lead me into another joke about a highway.
Still? Okay. We'll leave that.
I don't think it's too soon.
Let's talk a little NFL. We won't do too much. Just a little bit of news coming out of the NFL recently. Some wide receivers getting cut from their teams. Pretty decent names. Once upon a time, names you might say were big names.
Well, and one of them was very surprising for one reason, and another was surprising for a very Jets reason.
Yeah.
Now, the first one is Jeremy Maclin. Now, Jeremy Maclin's rapport with Andy Reid made me feel like he was never going to leave that team.
That honestly shocked me.
He was one of the better, was the best receiver on that team. I mean, Tyreek Hill is more of a weird kind of every position kind of guy, more special teams explosiveness than he did in the receiving game. So watching Jeremy Maclin, a guy who really was the leader of that wide receiver core, just be cut. I can't imagine how awkward that talk was with Andy Reid. Because Andy Reid's a good guy.
Yeah,
from everything I've read about him, I've never met him personally, and I don't know. He did live in Philadelphia, so he could be bad. But
but all Philly people are bad.
Yes, Philadelphia, you are bad.
Is that because you're a New Yorker?
No, that's because I know people from Philadelphia.
Want to shout anybody out while we're here?
They know who they are.
Go on.
Anyway, but I can't just imagine after he basically took Jeremy Maclin from the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, I'm not going to coach over there anymore because I blew it, but I'm going over here because they're the Chiefs and they don't know what mediocre is. That's why Alex Smith is our quarterback. And I'm going to go over here and we're never going to win a Super Bowl. But would you like to come with me and not catch a touchdown for a season? and Jeremy Maclin was like, you know what? All right, Papa Bear, I'm coming with you to Kansas City. And he went there. And then just to be like, hey, you want to get some wins later? Because you don't have to go to practice anymore.
Yeah. Well,
you don't have to worry about that diet, kid.
OTAs aren't even a part of your daily schedule anymore. Because
they were optional anyway.
That's fair. No, the O is organized, not optional.
No, most organized team activities.
I know. I get it. You just didn't get it.
No,
cool.
you ruined it. All right. Anyway,
okay.
so that was very surprising because he was one of the better wide receivers. He clearly was their number one.
I mean, can you tell me they really have that much faith in Tyreek Hill and Chris Conley? Don't get me wrong, Tyreek Hill's a stud.
Well, Travis Kelce is really what they have.
You're right there. I get that.
But how are you going to get him open in the middle
when
if no one's on the
threats?
edge?
Exactly.
And Tyreek Hill really goes up the middle more often than not as a running back. And then they also still have Spencer Ware and Charkandrick West, and their offensive line isn't one of the worst in the league, so they're going to be a running-heavy team with quick checkdowns to these guys. And I assume we're going to see more Tyreek Hill lining up in the slot and wide receivers 100%. And at running back. But the thing is, that was very surprising. Yeah. But one thing that was surprising to me about the Eric Decker being cut was why. Yeah. What are you going to spend that money on right now, New York? You're not saving any money by doing this really, and you're giving want to know where Eric Decker? We'll get into that in a second. But why this is such a Jets move is because it's stupid. You're like, okay, so what do? We sign Josh McCown just in case he can do it, which he hasn't ever. He had
he's done about as much as Luke McCown.
He had 2 good games on the Bears, and then a horrible career. Other than that, just career in general, just bad career. He doesn't even interview well, and so then you're gonna do that, and you're like, what's gonna make it easier for him? Well, we're gonna cut Brandon Marshall. Yeah, that'll be good for Josh. We're gonna cut Eric Decker. That'll be great for Josh. And we'll
make Quincy Enunwa.
Quincy Enunwa our number one. I think that's a great move. You know what? Josh McCown, 4,000 yards guaranteed.
I mean, which would mean probably Quincy Enunwa with 3,800 yards guaranteed.
Because who'd they get? They got the Clemson tight end, right? Leggett?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's your number one tight end. What are you doing?
So maybe
the New York Jets have already started the just end the season acronym.
I'm about to say maybe they're tanking.
What good is that? What quarterback do they see coming into this class?
Bryce Petty, Chris Hackenberg.
No, I mean, what are they tanking?
Because they're just hoping for the best.
What quarterback's going to emerge after what? They're going to hope that a guy only starts 11 games and they can draft that guy and make the Bears look even smarter than the dumbest team? I don't know. That was my problem. But you want to know what this is? This is a blessing for both of these guys, really. Kansas City, they're not going to do it. They're not going to win. Want to know where? So Jeremy Maclin, good for you, man. You're getting out of that division. Not out of that division, because one of my favorite spots for you to go would be the Oakland Raiders.
Ooh.
Jeremy Maclin, Amari Cooper, Marshawn Lynch, Derek Carr getting more than just Michael Crabtree's very slow body.
That'd be crazy.
I think that would be a great spot. Now, obviously, Shady McCoy's making his recruiting pitch. Those Eagles, man, they really like to stay together even when they're not on the Eagles.
Right.
And I don't know. I would so much rather move to Oakland than Buffalo after having been in Buffalo. I just know that I won't live there. Won't.
Well, I mean, the only conversation I've heard about Maclin to the Bills is that McCoy was trying to recruit him. Other than that, there hasn't been much talk.
It's very quiet. It's very quiet.
Which I get why no one's jumping and grabbing right now. I mean, you're in OTAs, you're trying to see what you have around you to see what you need. So, I mean, just jumping to add something new into what you're trying to get started. You know, you don't want to haste into that. That just confuses things. But at the same time, Jerry Maclin's still got a lot left in him. I mean, he's not done by any means. So he shouldn't be one of these guys that, you know, that were like sitting around in free agency hoping and waiting that some team would look their way and, you know, make the phone ring. So I do think we see him picked up here in the next week, maybe 2 tops. Definitely by, what's after OTAs?
Mandatory minicamp.
That's what I wanted to say. Minicamp was like, is it training camp? Minicamp? Didn't we do minicamp? No, we did rookie minicamp. Minicamp, no training camp.
I mean, yeah, he's tomato at that point, right?
I guess. Rookie minicamp and minicamp? Nah, man. That's messed up.
Stop trying to hold my hand, man.
Alright, so where do you see Eric Decker landing?
Now, personally, there are a lot of good options for him. Yeah. Like, obviously, the Titans still need a veteran kind of receiver. You definitely see the Ravens probably needing more of a possession guy than a deep threat guy. But a team that just seems to stick out immediately once I see a white receiver on free agency is the Patriots. I just feel like what would make more sense than the Patriots being like, all right, what would make the Jets more mad? Watching Eric Decker do well on the Patriots.
Exactly what he could have done.
And Bill Belichick, sounds like cracking the closest to a smile you'll ever get to see, and just being like, we're on to Cincinnati.
I mean, so I like the thought process of the Ravens and the Titans. Honestly, he could. The other team I would say is the Cardinals too, and all of this is for the same reason. Eric Decker is actually a really, really good red zone target as well. And the Titans need something like that. They now have Corey Davis, who's a big receiver, but he's that big-time number 1 receiver, you know, the guy that's going to be locked down in the red zone. When you have an Eric Decker lining up on the other edge or lining up wherever you want to put him so he can get across into the middle of the red zone, that could be dangerous. That could look really good at the Titans. That could look really good at the Ravens, especially for someone like Joe Flacco who throws a bomb, who can throw a dart as well. And then if he was to go to the Cardinals, you know, you need to replace Michael Floyd because other than Larry Fitzgerald, you got John Brown, who's showing some good things, but with that sickle cell trait.
And you also have Jerron Brown and J.J. Nelson.
J.J. Nelson was the other guy I was going to bring up. Jerron Brown.
And they moved Andre Ellington to wide receiver.
And
I just think that it'll be nice.
He was a great name 3 years ago as their running back, right?
But, you know, he got injured, and David Johnson emerged and proved that there's no reason for him to be there.
Well, until he shows me he's a receiver. And sorry.
We'll see.
that literally had zero effect on me.
All right. And, you know.
If I'm wrong, hey, power to you. But I haven't seen enough Andre Ellington in the recent past to know he still got it. And football's, to me, not one of those games that just keeps on keeping on.
So what have you done for me lately, Lee?
Thank you.
And and it really does stand for your career is not for long.
Yeah, I agree. All
right. Well,
4th and 20 Sports. You want it? You can have it.
Hey, man. 4th and 20 Sports. We're happy to be here. Facebook Live with you guys. This is going to be put up onto our YouTube channel. Make sure to like, subscribe. Also, check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud. We'll be bringing that to you guys tomorrow. As soon as our sound guy, a brilliant guy, Dylan, he also makes our opening beats, so be very supportive of him and his career. We love that guy.
Shout out Dylan.
Shout out to that guy. He did not pay for that sponsorship, but you guys can get shout outs and sponsorships by making sure to email us, get at us. We would love to be able to get your company some love. So, that being said...
You want to start with a long shot, man?
I have a long shot. So, I've been watching these finals, and I'm seeing LeBron James's face, and I see something that I've seen before. And it's that about-to-bolt look that he gave the Cleveland fans once before when Boston beat them. And it looked so familiar and tasty, and I could taste it. And I've been hearing all these things going around in the NBA, and I have a new long-shot opinion because he's done in Cleveland. He doesn't like what they're doing. He's out of there, and you want to know what he's doing? He's going to follow Jerry West to the Los Angeles Clippers. And what are the Clippers going to do? Something smart. They're going to re-sign Chris Paul. They're going to sign Dwayne Wade after they let J.J. Redick go. And they're going to let Blake Griffin walk as they then trade Austin Rivers and a draft pick for Carmelo Anthony. And the Banana Boat Boys will be united. And Doc Rivers will have a team that can actually have chemistry with each other. And he won't have to baby his son anymore. Look out. That will be the resurgence of the Clippers that we were waiting for, because Blake Griffin's going to be in Oklahoma City anyway, and DeAndre Jordan's going to actually be able to be a center and not an offensive member of the team. He's just going to catch lobs from LeBron. That is going to be an immensely fun team to watch. So look out, that's my long shot. I actually think that the Banana Boat Boys would love to live in LA. They could even take less money because the amount of sponsorships from State Farm, from Under Armour, from all the stuff that they do, Nike.
I'll say Kia.
They make that money that they don't need the salary, and they proved it's a players' league. Show it to me, LeBron. When you guys lose in 5 games, I'll see you in Los Angeles next year. Looking forward to it.
The only thing I liked about what you just said was Blake Griffin may go to the OKC Thunder. Like, I'd be about that. That'd be awesome. That'd be fun. Secondly, I feel like we're 2 weeks away from you having the long shot of the Banana Boat Boys signing in Memphis. Whatever that can happen for these boys to get together, you are all about it. Doesn't D-Wade have another year on his contract?
No, he can opt out.
You can opt out? Okay.
And if I had another long shot about the same subject, it would be Phil Jackson gets fired, and James Dolan gives all power to LeBron James and gives all of his money to LeBron James. He's like, please, I know I'm the worst owner ever in the league. Just please bring a championship to New York. We're so valuable. All my money is yours, LeBron. I don't care about the luxury tax. Just please. And then everybody joins the Knicks and they win forever. That is what I would do if I had another long shot on this subject, but I didn't mean that.
Next, remind me to teach you the difference between a long shot and a dream.
Right.
Because that's something you woke up today like, that was the best thing that ever happened in my life. Oh, it's not real?
See, that happened, and once that happened, I turned off my 2K franchise I had started, and I got back to life.
Do you really think LeBron's about to leave?
100%.
100%?
100%. The look in his eyes is just like, I don't know what I was thinking about these guys. It just doesn't look like there's any faith. When you're just like, you're watching Kevin Love is balling right now. He's looking good. I mean, the last 2 games he's shown up. I mean, last year he was in the finals with a concussion, and he can blame that headache all he wants. But, like, this year, he's showing up healthy, and he's looked good. Kyrie has been getting locked down.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson's been showing him the work. Steph Curry, I mean, he danced on LeBron.
Yeah, over and over again.
But you know what?
KD's dunking all over these
Kevin Durant's getting red carpet treatment to the hoop.
Yeah, KD may join the dunk contest next year. He's getting so much practice right now.
I mean, and Kevin Durant had 5 blocks. 5 blocks. He made Kevin Love look like he should have been on the playground. And that's even with them performing. But we're looking at a team that doesn't have the continuity that it had. They've tried what LeBron wanted in buying names that he knew and liked, as opposed to talent that could help the team. Letting Dellavedova and Mozgov walk and bringing in Deron Williams and Bogut is one of the bigger differences here. Yeah. Because like a lot of people want to go with the bench of the Cavs is so much better. No, their names are better.
Yeah.
I mean, and you still have a Warriors team that if they wanted to, Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, JaVale McGee, David West, and McCaw. That is a serviceable bench, second unit. Because you're going up against Williams, Shumpert,
Channing Frye. Was Richard Jefferson.
We can't
even find the names.
Those names would have been good. Those names 5 years ago. Really great. Really great. Nice.
Shumpert, not so much.
Well, Shumpert's just a defensive player. And he's always been that. I had a lot of faith when he got drafted by the Knicks because he could jump out the gym.
Yeah.
And if honestly, all he had to work more on was his offensive IQ. I didn't care that he didn't have a shot. If he was able to pass the ball and get open lanes and cut well, he would have been fine. And then he tore his ACL, and he decided it's time for me to work on my shot because I don't have that explosiveness anymore. And unfortunately, that's how it is. You don't always come back, and that's the sad part. Now, the weird thing in this series is we're watching Shumpert shoot like he has J.R. Smith shot, and we're watching J.R. Smith not shoot really well at all. I mean, he's only had 6 shots in the whole series. He's only made 1 of them, and it was a 3-pointer. And that was in the first game of the series. And he made 0 points. I can't even believe, I wonder if he was banned from the locker room.
See, the funny thing is, it sounds familiar. It sounds like J.R. Smith in the first finals against Golden State, where he just couldn't get anything going the entire time. And it shocked me.
Game 3, he had 20 points last year.
I'm saying the finals before when Golden State won in 6. J.R. Smith was who LeBron was left with after Kyrie and Caleb went out. And J.R. Smith gave him no help. Last year, J.R. Smith looked like he was serviceable. Looked like he was the J.R. Smith from the Nuggets, who was a rough rider, who was a go-getter, who was a in-your-face type of player who could shoot out the gym and drop you down. But now you're looking at him, he played 28 minutes in the first game, 3 points, as he said. Nothing else. Didn't give him anything else. They dropped him to 14, gave Shumpert a lot more minutes. And, there's a chance that Shumpert starts tonight.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they want to keep J.R. Smith. The one thing that you can't do to J.R. Smith is take away his confidence. And the thing is, no one has better amnesia on how many bad shots they've taken than J.R. Smith.
Right. J.R. Smith can airball 9 shots and then shoot a 10.
Yeah, J.R. Smith, 33% of the time, it goes in every time. That's his motto. It's he's very confident, no matter how bad he's doing, is that next shot is going to start the streak. Yeah. And when he gets on one, it's impressive. Now, that's the thing. Tonight, they're going to be in Cleveland tonight. The land needs to be defended.
Yeah.
Now, if they lose tonight,
it's over.
They lose tomorrow. They lose on Friday. They get swept. It'll be 16-0.
That's the only thing that's from everything everybody has said. And if you guys haven't caught on, we're talking about the series now.
Sorry.
The only thing that I do not agree with, I think if they lose tonight, your prediction comes through and they lose in 5. I find it so incredibly disrespectful, not to you personally, but that people are just counting. I guess they're not counting LeBron out because he's averaging a triple-double. He's doing what needs to be done. But to see this man get swept.
Wouldn't it be the first time we watched him get swept in the finals in Cleveland?
Yeah, but that was 2007. 2007 against a Spurs team who were in their prime with Timmy D and Tony Parker and Manu in their prime. That was a whole nother... LeBron was on the level of being the most spectacular player we have almost ever seen at that age, but he didn't have the basketball IQ that he has now. It was up there, but it's not now. That's a whole nother lifetime in the NBA. The era has changed immensely since then. There was a 3-point shooting like there was out there now, and that's some of the problems.
There wasn't flopping out there like there is now.
No.
Go back and watch it.
No, they were just
I want to see Tim Duncan's flop that you're talking.
No, Tim Duncan's a stand-up guy. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Okay. But to go back to it, I'm not saying it's impossible. If there was a team that could, 16-0, it's these Golden State Warriors. I just find it so incredibly hard to believe that they will get swept. We were on the brink of saying that Boston's got to get swept. They snuck one game out of there. Of course, it was by 3 points with a dancing shot on the back of the rim, but it counted. 16-0, how incredible are this against these Cavs? So if that happens, are the Golden State Warriors the greatest team in NBA history? Have they eclipsed the 95-96 Bulls?
Greatest team of this era of basketball. The thing is, I'm not willing to compare eras like that.
I see that.
The fact is,
that's too easy, though.
The Bill Russell Celtics were one of the best teams ever. But would they be comparable today?
But who can... If you don't compare it to eras, and this is one thing I get it, how people are like, it's a different time in basketball. I get that better than most, to be honest. But if you can't compare to eras, what do you compare it to? You can't compare these Golden State Warriors to any other team in this era.
Well, all right. Well, if I had to compare them honestly to a team that I find them similar to, is the Steve Nash Suns.
Okay.
I think, even though they didn't win the championships because they were run by Mike D'Antoni, and that's what he does, he doesn't win championships.
Makes a name for himself for a week, and then
he makes money off of teams he gets fired from. That's what he does.
Mike Brown, a la.
Yeah, hey, Mike Brown's going to get a coaching gig next year because he's been the bench coach of the Warriors, and that's what they do. Steve Kerr sits out and they look good, and Draymond coaches a team, and then and Mike Brown gets credit. It worked for Luke Walton. It worked for
Alvin Gentry.
Alvin Gentry.
It worked for Mark Jackson, which is a travesty.
Mike Jackson deserves way
so
more
much credit.
Like,
I know you guys have heard us say that 1,000 times, but
like,
it's just that real. Mark Jackson, they did him so wrong.
So dirty.
Like, if you look back to when this team came up.
He instilled the defensive intensity that Draymond has. Steve Kerr did not come in there as 3-point shooting point guard and go, you know what we need to do better, guys?
Play defense.
Defense is what I'm going to focus on. No, the grind was established by Mark Jackson. Now, Mark Jackson never really got healthy Steph Curry like Steve Kerr did.
You're right.
Like, Curry always had ankle issues until the last 3 years. I mean, you look at Steve Kerr's head coaching career, I believe he's the only coach other than Pat Riley to take over a team and go to 3 NBA Finals in a row in your first 3 seasons.
But Riley might do it, but
no,
I mean, it wouldn't be a full
no, because LeBron's not going to be there.
That's rough. But I cut you off. Who you were getting to a comparison of these Golden State, and it was the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash. They won the championship, but
Steve Nash, people forget that was a 2-time MVP.
Yeah.
He one of the best 3-point shots in the game.
Who's forgetting that.
One of the best free throw shooters, one of the best assist men, and his handles. Look up a Steve Nash highlight reel, please. Yeah. You'll be amazed.
You'll be wild.
You'll be like, Canadians can do that?
Some of you young kids don't know about Steve Nash.
No, that's like these people that didn't know Ray Allen could dunk.
Yeah.
Ray Allen used to toss people. Like, Ray Allen was mean. But you look at Steve Nash, and Steve Nash made people think that Sean Marion had a good shot. Like, Steve Nash made people believe that Amari Stoudemire was a shot. No. You play with Sean Marion in 2K, you're not going to make a bucket. But he made them open. He made them a great team because of him. Now, Steph Curry has an easier job because he doesn't have to make Sean Marion look good. He has Klay Thompson. He doesn't have to make Amari look good. He has Draymond. And then he doesn't need to make Channing Frye look like he can score. He's got Kevin Durant. And you know, so when it comes down to it, Steph Curry has a much more talented roster. Now, do I agree in the sense of level of talent that the 90s I like the 97-98 Bulls.
Yeah.
Now, the 98-98 Bulls are they have Jordan, they have Harper, they have Pippen, Rodman, and Longley. That's the starting 5. But they have Kerr, they have Kukoc. I believe Horace Grant was still on the bench.
I think Luke Longley was there.
Well, he was the starting
center. Yeah, what you said, Longley. I was thinking
I believe Horace Grant was still there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was too. That was the other name I wanted to say.
And so that bench would have been much more competitive against this bench.
You know, it's funny. The way I look at them is they're the inverse of what you're seeing with the Golden State Warriors. You know, the Golden State Warriors won the championship and then got the best record. You know, the Bulls did it.
Also, are we playing in the rules that they played in '98?
No,
or are we playing in this era?
And that's always been a part of it too. That's not
that's true. Like, Curry gets his ankle rolled in the first 5 minutes because they're stepping under his shot. That wasn't illegal back then. It's illegal now.
I get the whole rule changes. I mean, the game is always evolving. That is a part of it. And a lot of times, and that's also another problem I have when you bring in the comparisons. And not right to you, but it seems like a comparison. No, not that. No. This part of it, that part seems like a cop out almost because you get that the rules are different. You get they play different, and I do it myself because people will ask about how. Like, this team is way better than that era. I was like, no, because this player, his game would not transfer to that era. They were rough riders back in the day. The whistles you see now, they don't blow that. They don't blow that back in the day.
Not on Patrick Ewing. Not on Dennis Rodman. Like, I would love to see Dennis Rodman in his prime and LeBron James go at each other. I think that would be amazing. And that's why I also don't compare LeBron James to Jordan. I compare him to Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. The fact is, those guys were big men. They played the 3 and could pass the ball like a 1. They could shoot the ball like a 2, and they could guard the 5.
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing. Like, Magic Johnson started at center in a game for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like, that. The fact is, LeBron could start at center for the Cavaliers this year.
He could.
So what I'm trying to say is that although LeBron James, in the sense of what they want, I believe this is just so that basketball can get more haters. What this does is it puts the I like this era versus, oh, well, I like being contradictory to that era, so I like this era. That's just, I don't like you, Dad. Well, that was my basketball. Well, your basketball is lame because I have LeBron. That's the argument that we have here. And it makes so much money because everyone has to watch it.
Yeah.
Everyone has to see, well, like all the Michael Jordan lovers have to watch to be like, Jordan would have done that, though. Jordan would have made that. And all the LeBron lovers have to be like, Jordan couldn't do this. Jordan
see, that's
couldn't
where
do
they're
this.
wrong in most cases.
Of course. Well, Jordan, I mean, the moniker Air Jordan was because, dude, you watch those highlights, he floated. He could do, he's the reason that NBA Street had game breakers. His floated.
I get it. So basically you were saying it's like apples to oranges?
Why can't fruit be compared? But like, to go on further though, back to the series and off of the comparisons. Right now we're looking at a very similar series to last year.
Yeah.
Last year, the Golden State won both games with a total a point differential of 40 plus points. 40 points. This year, they're going in at 41. Now, that led...
I think last year's was higher, actually.
You think last year was a 41 and this was a 40?
If I recall, last year was 48 between the first two.
Nah.
I saw some stuff on that.
All right, well, we'll fact check that. that.
Not to call you out.
I'm pretty sure I had it.
Okay.
But so then this year...
either way, I think last year they were up. Let's go.
They were up by 40 plus.
Plus, right.
Let's say that then. But then they lost by 30 in Game 3.
Yeah.
And that was a moment. But then they came back and won Game 4, and then the Draymond shit stuff happened, and you know, like it was unfortunate. Like, they seemed to have been too tired. But my problem with the Warriors last year was they were focused on beating the Bulls. Mm-hmm. They weren't focused on winning the championship. Mm-hmm. And this year, they have one thing on their mind. And it's really because they can see it in one guy's eyes, and it's the guy that they replaced on the roster. Harrison Barnes didn't score as many points in the entire finals last year in 7 games as KD has done in 2 games. Yeah. Now that's the difference here.
KD's been the difference easily.
In KD right now, although I think it would be co-MVP with Steph Curry, because Steph Curry got a triple-double yesterday. Yeah. You can't just the other game. You can't just deny the fact that Steph Curry's been a monster. Yeah. So really, I would say that Steph Curry is kind of the linchpin that makes all of this keep going, which is why I have to compare him more to Steve Nash and how he made that team work, as opposed to comparing him to any other kind of team. That's why I also think that would be a fun thing to see. But they would destroy those Suns. They would just destroy Steve Nash's Suns.
Yeah,
they would destroy.
New era, man. It's a different era.
Well, that was kind of the beginning of this era.
I think it was the end of the last one, to be honest. I know, it's close enough.
The end and the beginning.
You close book 1, you open book 2. Is that the same thing? No. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Same story? Nope. Same characters.
Same story arc. Same story arc.
Characters.
Same story arc.
Same story arc. It's still basketball. There's your arc. What? It's still magic, Harry Potter.
All right.
Tell me I'm wrong. Clearly I'm wrong.
We went somewhere I never thought we were going, and Harry Potter is now.
What I'm saying to you is that style of basketball.
It's like, we're not comparing Harry Potter to Dumbledore.
You can't.
Well, then we can't compare. All right. Anyway.
I'll get some better cliches for you.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. It's been a minute for the Harry Potter stuff. But anyway, so now that we're coming to the end here, we're wrapping up. In tonight's game, what is going to happen? Is Cleveland rebounding tonight? Are they going to do what they did last year?
I think Cleveland does win tonight. I think they find some solace in their hometown fans, and I think they win by like 7 to 10 points. That's me wanting to save a little face. I don't think they can get swept. And then this would be the game they win. This is back against the wall, and LeBron's a Super Saiyan in this situation. If he's at that 1%, he becomes stronger. And I think this is that game.
I think he may have just encountered Lord Beerus, for all you DBZ fans, because it's going to take a Super Saiyan God to defeat this team, and I don't think he has the 4 other Saiyans he needs.
Talking about Goku and Gohan, kind of right there. Well, that's to get real. That's my other X factor. I think Kyrie can't stay asleep the entire finals. He comes alive tonight.
I mean, Klay Thompson's shot came back. Klay Thompson.
I think he was being more shy than having lost his shot, and that's the most positive problem ever. Is one of your best shooters doesn't know when to shoot because he has so much around him, and he's like, Klay's the most humble basketball player I've ever seen. I don't need to take this open shot. Look at Steph right there.
Honestly, I feel bad for Klay because it used to be the Splash Brothers, and now the best duo in basketball is Kevin Durant and Steph.
All right, so you know what you see now. Here's my easy long shot.
Klay gets traded.
No, when's his free agency come up? I think he goes and he James Hardens it and leads a team to becomes a superstar.
Leads a team to not win a championship.
To being the 3rd best record in the NBA one year, to being in the playoff conversation as one of the teams that will go far every single year. That's admirable until you get some pieces around you. He's not going to go the next year and beat the Warriors or beat the Cavs.
You're right. Klay Thompson would be perfect on the Knicks.
That was easy. I would like to thank you for saying that because that leads me to my very next thing. What do you have to say finally about tonight before we wrap up?
I want to say, for my prediction's sake, that Cleveland pulls it out. I think if they pull it out, it's going to be like a 15-plus point win. But if not, I think we might see it demoralize LeBron right now. LeBron's head just like the way he's talking to the media, and I get it, he doesn't like him, but to be like, I just need some food and wine and I'll be all right. Like, what kind of statement is that? But I have it. I want to see Cleveland win it tonight, even though I have the Warriors winning the series. But I would not be surprised to watch the Warriors run right over them. And honestly, with the way that Kevin Durant looks, I expect another 30-point game out of Kevin Durant tonight. I expect another at least 10-assist game from Steph Curry. And I do expect to see Klay Thompson continue to shoot well. Yeah. I do continue to expect J.R. Smith to struggle. I do believe that Iman Shumpert will continue to try to shoot a shot he doesn't have. Right. And I believe we're going to see them not know what lineup to put out there and LeBron play too many minutes and be burnt out by the fourth quarter. So I'm going to have to say it. I think the Warriors are going to win tonight.
I mean, there's no surprise. Like, if the Warriors get the dub, I'm not going home shocked. Like, that's not going to happen. I just think Cleveland going home, first game, this is what they're looking for, the support of their people, the believe land right behind them, I think they get it done tonight. And
I think you can feel it in Cleveland fans that they're ready for next year.
Nah, bro, they're Boston fans, man. They don't ever hear that. They're winning until the Celtics fans think they're still going to get the chip. So it is
That's because Celtics fans are ignorant. They're from Boston.
Ladies and gentlemen, before Max goes off on Boston,
coming for you, Boston.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so
You're
very much
lucky
for being
Billy
with
got
us.
my hit.
We've been 4th and 20. Once again, iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. If you know how to get me on Spotify, talk to me. I would love to know. Get on our page. Let us know what would it take for you to miss your child's high school graduation. I really want to know that.
I want to share the best ones. Please tell us.
Get at us with those long shots. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for all your support. We highly appreciate it. We will be back with you next week. Same time, same place. Holla back.
Don't pick your nose.